Hey guys, welcome back to Skylanders Ring of Heroes. We're back for another guild invasion, and today's is going to be Nightshade, the dark boss. And I've got a few things to talk about that people have left in comments and stuff like that, so we'll go through a bit of more strategy type stuff, talk about these abilities, the team, and then we'll do the run. So the first one that I think it was Alex left a comment in my first invasion video and said a good strat is to wait at the start, charge up your charge abilities, and just hold out. So charge up your abilities, get to 10 mana, then dump everything. The idea is you want to sit below around 33k damage, so you keep his, like, basically his aggro meter, so his damage increase meter, below that level so that he doesn't deal too much damage. Then you do the same thing again, you charge up, you save your mana till 10, and then you basically just dump everything and go all out from there on in, because from there you're going to be getting the higher damaging from the boss. But it basically just gives you that little head start when you're still sitting at low sort of damage, to basically reset and get all your mana back and then dump it out again, which is a really cool strat. So I'll test it out. I don't know if my execution will be great, but we'll try it. And then obviously, once again, I've had a lot of comments about people saying, like, get the Guild Grunt, do the disruption. So I have been, I definitely think disrupting is the way to go. So I've got my Guild Grunt here. I'm leveling him at the moment. I will have enough to just basically 6-star him. He's one that I'm going to 6-star before I awaken. The awakening only gives him a crit buff if they're frozen, which for me, when I'm using him solo as a disruptor, I won't get that benefit too often. All I want is the disrupt, so I'll 6-star him for the stats before I do awaken him, but we have got a lot of shards already, so it wouldn't take me too long to farm it, but I think I'll just gradually get those from wish stones. And one other thing, just off topic, that I thought you guys might get a bit of a laugh at, because it's really sad, but it happened to me, so it's kind of sad to me. As you all know, when we start theory crafting, we look at different units, we look at their skills. Sometimes their skill ups, you know, have a really nice skill up on the bottom one. So I was just going through my daily business the other day, walking around the house, checking out these stink bomb skills, and while I was looking at them, I accidentally dropped my phone. And as I went and caught it, when I caught it, my finger accidentally hit the skill up button, and I lost 3 green skill up stones into his skill too. So please come to us, put a confirmation button in on that stuff. But that's where 3 of my skill stones have gone. Rip me, but you guys might get a good laugh out of that. So when we look at this Nightshade boss, we'll have a look at his skills and see what we want to bring. So once again, as always, you're going to want an interrupt if you do have one built. I still don't, so I'm not going to bring mine. So his first skill summons copycats, confuse all enemies, and grant evasion up. So evasion up is annoying. I wouldn't worry too much about a strip, because you hit him once or twice, you know, you're going to get rid of that evasion really quick. So a strip isn't necessary in this one, in my opinion, but if you had it, it's not the end of the world. He's got this one, throws bombs at all enemies, casts its accuracy down. So it's an AoE accuracy down, so cleanse is nice for that, to get that down so that you're actually hitting. One thing to note is bombs and harmful effects can still land even if you glance. So I do think Kaboom or Boomer are really good in this one. I actually prefer Kaboom if you've got another source of attack buff. Obviously Boom is really solid by himself, just because Kaboom does a lot more damage on the base hit with his AoE. And the key to this guy is really getting rid of these copycats. And we'll touch on that in a minute. And I'll tell you a bit more about why I've got my team synergy that I've got at the moment. So then we look at his third skill, another active skill. Attacks all enemies and removes all buffs. So that's really annoying for me, because my healer is the Whirlwind, so it's a buff that gets put on, so he's going to remove that regenerate from me. But I'm still hoping I can get enough ticking out of it to keep my heals up. And then his final skill, which is a charge skill. It attacks all enemies, and basically the more of those copycats that are alive, the greater damage it does. So either you want to interrupt that, or you want to kill the copycats. Like I said, I'll get through to interrupting maybe in another 2 days. I'll build my Guild Grunt properly, and we'll start doing some interrupt teams. But for now, I'm going to just try and kill those guys with the bombs and see how we go. So the team lineup I've chosen is the same as last time. I'm going to use the Kaboom, the Deja Vu, and the Whirlwind. Whirlwind for the sustain, for the cleanse, and also for that extra little bit of AoE from the charge skill. Obviously, I've got Deja Vu. She's just super mana efficient. She's got the attack buff. She's got that hourglass effect, the heal, the cleanse. It's really nice, good kit, cheap. And the great thing about this is my Kaboom, because that second skill is maxed, it's an 8-second cooldown. Or is it 9? I can't remember, whatever it is. Wait, let's have a look. It's a 9-second cooldown. The bombs explode in 4 turns, and because my team's so mana efficient, I can basically just queue up skills really quickly after I do put those bombs on to get them to explode, to kill those, the copycats. Just because, once again, he's putting accuracy down and getting evasion up, so you might not get them with the actual hit, but because you can still land the bombs when they glance, hopefully I can cycle through those bombs pretty quick to actually get the damage out. And then also taking skill 1 so that we have the attack break, just to try and mitigate some damage. So like I said, we're going to try that strategy where we charge up at the start, save our skills, and see if we can't just burst once, keep the damage a bit low, and then charge up again, and then go all out. So this one, I'm tipping average is going to be around that 50k mark for most people. I'd be happy if I got more than that, but we'll see how we go with my team as it stands. So, and once again, use whatever you have your best runes on too is another option. Just because this guy is dark, everything's going to be neutral unless you have a white unit. So it's pretty much open to you what team you want to build for this one. So if you do have really good runes on specific units, feel free to test it out. It's not the end of the world if you don't do well. Testing is how we find things out. So that's something definitely to consider. The dark element does make it very friendly to you choosing units. But once again, also really hard to make something tanky's hits. But these are all AoE, so it doesn't really matter. So let's jump into it and see how we go. He always bugs out at the start here somehow. All right, so we're gonna charge up. Oh shit, it's on auto. Oops, sorry. All right, now we're just gonna wait. We're gonna wait. We're gonna let him do that. So they're doing very little damage. So we're gonna buff attack. We're gonna use that one, and we'll do those two as well. We got those pretty well done. Now we're going to charge up again. We might put some more bombs on just to be safe. Get the heal rolling. Okay, now he's got the clones up. We'll attack buff into bombs. And I pretty much stuffed that up. But I'm not too good at that pulling thing yet. But let's just go all in here at the moment. Maybe we'll get a defense buff, an extra defense buff. We'll charge this up. So he's not doing too much damage. He did get the cleanse. So what I'm going to do is I'll just jump to get those clones out the way. But then I'm going to charge up. Because what I really want to do here is get the whirlwind heal. And now we'll go all out on it. So this is where we're going to just start going all in. Trying to get as much in as we can. And see what happens. Okay. That definitely did not happen the way I thought it would. Okay. Definitely the disrupt. So that was his attack without any sort of copycats alive or anything like that, because his damage does increase with the amount of copycats, and he had zero copycats. So that damage was huge. So disrupt is definitely a must in this one. So we'll get the Gilgrunt built, and then we'll see how we go. But as you can see, he's going to absolutely destroy me here with this one. And 8k hits, and it hits multiple times. So there you go. Learn from my mistake. I definitely think you must bring a disrupt. In this one as well, I went the sustain option. I definitely think Wham Shell in there would be a better option, getting the defense buff on your team just to get that mitigation up. I feel like against these sorts of bosses, you guys can have a good laugh at me for that 45k damage. That was absolutely horrible. But I feel like for these burst bosses, like I brought the Whirlwind and the Deja Vu. I feel like if you just bring a Wham Shell and just get that defense buff, and you're rolling the Kaboom with the attack break, that's a pretty solid two-man combo there. And then if you bring an attack buff with that to get a bit more damage out, it would be nice. Once again, the disrupt is huge. So maybe even against that team, if you just bring a Boomer, because he's a self-sufficient damage dealer, along with the Wham Shell for mitigation, and then the Gilgrunt for the interrupt, I feel like you could do a lot better there. I wasn't planning on his actual charge skill hitting that hard when he had no copycats up, but it hits like an absolute truck. So I feel like that bit of extra mitigation, along with that extra mitigation from the Wham Shell, the disrupt from the Gilgrunt, and then the Boomer self-sufficient damage of the attack buff, and the bombs, I feel like that would be a really good synergy comp that's fairly free to play that most people would have close to built. So if I was you guys, I'd definitely test that out and let me know how it goes. But yeah, I might have to just slap some runes on the Gill Grunt and see how it goes. Another thing I might try is the gear shift eventually, because gear shift, if she evades something and then we get the wide range damage down, I feel like that would really help in this case as well. That's another option for you guys to test out. But yeah, like I said, Wham Shell, Boomer, and Gill Grunt is probably what I'd go for. Just because, yeah, that just hit way too hard. So don't trust everything I say. I'm just trying to give you guys the best opinion I do have. But that was definitely a failed attempt. So let me know how your guys' attempts go. Let me know your strategies. And let me know how you go, because I'm really keen to see what does actually work on this guy. Because this guy and tomorrow's boss, which is going to be the light boss, which is Luminous, that AoE is super hard. So I think tomorrow on Luminous, I did try it once on stream, but I think we'll try the gear shift again, see if we can't get some damage mitigation. It could be a massive fail, but we'll see how we go. So thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.